Hi, this is going to be part 2. Now, before we go any further, if you have a look on Baller Alert, they seem to have done their research in regards to Tommy. They mentioned something about, let's not mention the Lions and the tax fraud. So apparently Tommy's been involved in a bit of fraud. Personally, I've never heard the word Lions before. I assumed maybe it's an American, something they use in America. But I saw a lion is an encumbrance on one person's property to secure a debt the property owner owes to another person. The statement that someone's property is tied up describes the effect of lions on both real and personal property. So yes, it says here he owed over $30,000 in back support. But actually, this was done 2 years ago. But funnily enough, Tommy actually paid the back support of $30,000 in 2013. Coincidentally, 2013 is when he asked for his first batch of donations, where he got $38,000, and then we never really heard much about Fatherless America again, until 2014 when he asked for his second batch of donations, and then he asked for another batch of donations after that. Seems quite unusual, but I want to show you something that struck my eye. Now, I want you to listen to this from 9 minutes on. Listen to this, and just tell me if this sounds a bit suspicious to you.
My house on May the 2nd. And I'm also looking forward to, this month is going to be big. We should be finished with, I think the movie should be finished by this month. I think we should be able to do it. I think of everything that we're going to do unless we can,
Wait there. So, this was March the 1st, 2015. He said he thinks the movie should be finished that month. But look what he's done here. This is unusual. He disabled the comment sections for when he said that his movie should be finished. He said out of his own mouth. Now, I did a video. I made my video on August the 23rd. And I was just going over his website. And 24th of May 2015, he said, "A Fatherless America is in the final editing and entering the marketing and promotional phase." Okay, so almost 3 months, because this was the end of May and it was the 1st of March when he initially said that the movie should be out. So towards the end of May, he was saying that he said it's already in the final editing. So there was nothing to do, but I did mention how suspicious it was that even though it was in the final editing, he was still accepting donations. Now, at that stage, he was on about 100,000, I believe. But since I made this video in August, he's carried on collecting donations, and he's made quite a few more thousand in regard to that. So he's been collecting money for a movie that he finished in March, was editing in May, and we're in October and he's still collecting money. Now, sounds a bit dodgy to me, but listen to this. This is August the 14th. Now, bearing in mind, in March he said the movie should be out. In May he said it was in the final editing, so he'd already shot the movie. But listen to this, August the 14th. Listen to this.
What I'm doing is I'm shooting a documentary. It's a part of this, and it's called A Fatherless America. We're talking about the value of fathers in their children's lives, and so that's where we're going to approach it from as well. How these men can get together, and it's nothing else.
Okay, he said he's shooting a movie. So let's get this straight. In March, the movie had finished. He'd stated this. In May, he said it was the final editing. Now, anyone that knows about video editing, it's cutting clips, adding a bit of music here and there, just transitioning. So, everything had already been shot. That's what he told us. And up until a few days ago, he's saying he's still making it. He's still filming. Very strange, don't you think? I mean, what's going on with this movie? He's still collecting money. And what's funny is, the money he's collecting, I've noticed, if you go through his sites, he's got his little GoFundMe or Indiegogo, whatever you Kickstarter, whatever you call it. But what he does is he's got his other donations as well, which goes directly to him. And it's almost like, I don't want to say anything, but it's almost like he's trying to confuse people. So you don't really know whether you're donating to the film or to him. So I don't know, this is just my observation. I'm not saying that he's doing anything quite dodgy, but it just seems very suspicious. So March, the movie was meant to be coming out. May, he says he's in the final editing. And now, a few days ago, he's saying he's shooting a movie. All the time he's just been collecting money. But he doesn't let his fans, he doesn't keep his fans up to date. But it just seems strange. So 2013, back then he was in debt. You know, he also owed child support $30,000. Then he gets his donations coming through. All of a sudden, he's no longer in debt. He's no longer has to worry about child support. It's been paid off in full. Not even in increments, in full it was paid off after collecting the money. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe his fans are going to run to his defense. Maybe he just paid it off all by himself, you know, without any help from his donations or anything like that. Maybe it would just seem quite strange that it's the year that he happens to start his GoFundMe or Kickstarter. That's the year, after all those years he's had a son and he's owed money, that's the year that it suddenly gets paid off and his debt problems go. Just seems unusual. But remember, Tommy had David Duke on the show. He seemed to be good friends with him, Paddy Pally. Look what David Duke was in trouble for. It says here, Duke is a felon, having pled guilty to defrauding supporters by falsely claiming to have no money and being in danger of losing his home in order to solicit emergency donations. At the time, Duke was financially secure and used the donations for recreational gambling. Strange bedfellows. I don't know, was Tommy giving tips or getting tips? The whole thing just seems very suspicious to myself. I mean, Tommy displays certain characteristics of a sociopath. We're just going to go into that now. Just stay there. Let's have a look at a narcissist checklist. Number 1, two-faced, putting friends and family down behind their backs. Yep, tendency to blame their lack of success and failures on others. Yep, acts differently in public than in private. Definitely. Irresponsible and unreliable. That's Tommy. Look at the kids he has. And the fact he doesn't take care of them. We'll look into that a bit later. Arrogant and acts superior. Definitely. Lives in a fantasy world which may include porn, flirting, affairs and dreams of unlimited success and fame. Yep. Addicted to fantasy-orientated behaviour. Will lie and distort facts and change events to suit their own agenda. Be irresponsible with money. Emotionally distant and unavailable unless they want something. A lack of sympathy for others, especially those they exploit. Be very controlling and unable to relax. Regularly provoke people and blame them for the fight. Have trouble admitting their mistakes. So Tommy checklists everything for being a narcissist. Let's have another look here. They tend to have secret lives, hide money, friends, activities, likes annoying others, like to create chaos and disrupt for no reason. That's Tommy, as we've seen. Moody, switches from nice guy to anger without much provocation. repeatedly fails to honour financial obligations, seldom expresses appreciation. Now, Tommy, he has all those traits. Notice how when he did his first donations on Facebook, he was shouting at his fans for not giving him the money quick enough. He was angry. As you can see, he has no appreciation for the black people that donate. But the white people that give him lots, then he's happy with that. Let's look at sociopaths. A sociopath's ideology. If you can't win, change the rules. If you can't change the rules, then ignore them. If you are called out, then lie, blame, cheat, and roll on the floor wailing. Tommy through and through. Sociopaths are masters of influence and deception. They're skillful at making what they say sound believable, though it doesn't check out in terms of facts or reality. And I just deal with facts, and what he says never seems to check out. He relies on you to blindly follow him. But I want to show you one last thing that just sums up Tommy altogether. Wait there. Blooded sociopaths appear credible because they have no social anxiety. They speak with certainty and confidence and appear knowledgeable. Add a few admiring followers to the picture and you've got an influential, evil individual. Very true. Very, very true indeed. I mean, I want to just show you how Tommy works, okay, very quickly. Tommy's got two sides to him, okay. Now, with his live shows, that's when he finds it hard to control himself and the real him comes out. That's when he's made the inappropriate comments about sex with kids, rape, and that kind of thing. Then he does his normal shows where things are probably written for him, where he'll tell black people how they need to act, whilst he doesn't act like that himself. For instance, in this video, Mr. Crispy dragging me back and my response coming, you're going to hear Tommy, listen to this.
I really hope that God has this motherfucker's family just get burned up in a fucking house fire. I hate that dude.
Okay, so that's where he's talking about John De La Logica's 3 young children. Very young kids. They haven't done anything to Tommy. And then days later, on his news show, he's complaining about some black woman who her 3 kids died in a house fire while she was away clubbing. Now, this woman did deliberately kill her kids. She was very irresponsible. But Tommy displayed some fake outrage. This is days after he wished for a man's family to die in a house fire because that man happened to question how Tommy behaves and his ideology. So yeah, anyway, a new video coming out soon.